Hello everybody, we're going to have a look at the month of December in today's video. We're going to have a look at the month here. We're going to use the CFS version 2 model, and we're going to use Beijing climate series model, and we're going to see what those models are predicting for the United Kingdom for December. Now, before I get on with the video, I'm going to talk about the advertising. You know what I'm going to say. Will I be able to get it out? Okay, we'll have a listen and see what you think. There'll usually be a video ad overlay my weather videos at gavsweathervids.com. Do please play those video ads because you'll be supporting gavsweathervids.com by doing that. And Gav Shop. Don't get Gav Shop. You can click on the Gav Shop button, go through to Gav Shop, and then click on the Amazon banners and go through to amazon.co.uk. You'll be able to do your Christmas shopping, and you'll be supporting gavsweathervids.com at the same time. So please do that. I know you have been doing it. Keep on doing it. Keep on spending your Christmas money at amazon.co.uk because you'll be supporting gavsweathervids.com at the same time, and thank you very much for doing that. So just want to quickly talk about November. The forecast for November, it's sort of gone a little bit awry actually. It was actually for a colder than average month. And precipitation wasn't particularly strong, but probably near normal, but with a trend towards a southerly tracking jet stream. It didn't pick up on the exceptionally wet November that we've had, serious flooding. And the precipitation, the temperature rather, it was a little bit awry as well, because whilst it has been slightly colder than average, I think the signal really from the CFS version 2 model was for a colder sort of month and colder pattern than actually occurred. So I'm not going to class this one as a hit. It came close, certainly with temperatures, but for the pattern, the general pattern, and for the precipitation, it wasn't very good really. So no, I'm going to class this one as a miss rather than a hit. Now let's have a look at December. This is the CFS version 2 model. I'm going to start off with 700 millibar height anomalies. And we can see that the model is predicting a big area of above average heights here to the north of the British Isles, really stretching from Greenland going up towards the north of Scandinavia. So this is suggesting a very block sort of Arctic type pattern. And consequently, we've got a trough of low pressure below average heights here sitting over the British Isles, and then stretching down into Europe. We can see Europe over here, large extensive area of below average heights. So you would expect this to be a colder than average sort of 700 millibar height anomaly signal for Britain and for much of Europe as well, and indeed it is. So this is the temperature signal for Britain and for Europe for December. We can see we've got a colder than average month being forecast here just about for the whole of the continent. Actually, we're closer to normal here in the west than they are further to the northeast, but even so, the whole of Europe really is signalled to have a colder than average month, Britain included. In terms of the precipitation, well, we've got a good signal here for blocking to the north, dry than average month being forecast for much of Scandinavia and for much of Iceland as well. So definitely the signal there for northern blocking. A cold month then with mainly dry weather to the north, much wet here through the south, so running through the Mediterranean from Spain, Portugal into France through the Med. Yes, a wet month is being forecast there. For Britain, well, as ever, it's hard to decipher this. This was very similar to the sort of precipitation anomaly we had in November, actually, not as extensive in terms of the blocking, but yes, the signal really run the jet stream was for the jet stream to run down through France, taking all the rainfall there. Of course, we know it ended up further north, bringing us copious amounts of rain to the British Isles. So we can't take this too seriously, but I would generally think that December should be a drier month, or certainly a less wet month than we had in November. Now let's have a look at the Beijing Climate Centre. This is 500 millibar height anomalies, but it's the same idea to the 700 millibar height anomaly idea. This is the anomaly for December, so from the 1st to the 30th of December, and we see it's got a very similar pattern going on here. We've got above average heights being signalled by these orange colours across Greenland and running up through the polar field with a trough below average heights, a trough of low pressure there signalled for many central parts of Europe and into the British Isles as well. So just comparing the two, that's the 700 millibar height idea from CFS version 2 below average heights there through Europe, above average heights to the north. Compare it to the Beijing Climate Centre. It's very, very similar, uncannily similar really. Above average heights to the north, below average heights around the British Isles. So is the temperature signal similar? Yes, it is. We've got the colder than average temperature forecast being signalled here for much of Europe, particularly strong up to the northeast through Scandinavia, back in towards eastern, western parts of Russia. For the British Isles, the signal isn't as strong, nor is it through Western Europe as well, but even so, a cooler or colder than average December is being signalled, so that's very similar to CFS as well. And in terms of precipitation, again very similar and cannily similar. Below average precipitation being forecast here to the north, associated with the blocking down into Scandinavia. Above average precipitation being forecast to the south. There's Spain and France. Yes, above average precipitation there, and then extends on into Central Europe. So the similarities between CFS and the Beijing Climate Centre are uncannily similar. Both models are going for extensive northern blocking in December. Both models are going for a trough of low pressure, a trough of below average heights around Britain and through much of Europe as well. Consequently, it's a colder than average month for just about the whole of Europe, Britain included. Precipitation, the signal is for wetter than average conditions through central southern parts of Europe, above dry than average conditions across northern Europe associated with that blocking. Now the signal for this is very, very strong, so this is going to be the forecast from GavsWeatherVids.com for the month of December. I'm going for a colder than average month, not just for Europe, but for Britain as well. I think Britain will have a colder than average December, and precipitation, hard to judge, but probably near normal. Should be a lot drier, hopefully anyway, should be a lot drier than November. There will still be precipitation though, and because it's going to be a colder than average month, I think we'll probably see above average frequency of snowfall. So quite a potent sort of start to the winter. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.